Mr. Greg Miller, co-founder of Fathom AI and Arena Mars. Just on stage, first and foremost, how are you?
I'm a bit sweaty, but
Yeah.
but pretty happy. I've had a lot of interest in what we're doing after the talk, so that was what we're here for.
Oh, mate, I was very relieved, maybe one word, of how you speak about a lot of things. You've come from Silicon Valley background, you exited early, $250 million back in the day, and then you talked about startup ecosystem in Australia, 1 to 0, we're great. But scale up, you said this phase, I'm Greg Miller, and I'm pissed off. I loved it. If you could explain that to the audience.
Oh yeah, it's an age-old proverb, right? That innovation comes from pissed off people, and yeah, we are one of those. But look, we learned that the hard way, scaling a company from Australia overseas. We saw firsthand how ecosystems in other countries were helping their own startups to scale. These were funded usually by governments. And it's just something that Australia hasn't gotten around to yet. We are really good, as you say, at that 0 to 1. The kind of get the company started, pull the IP out of the university, get it its product up and its first customer. But when it comes to, all right, I've got a startup who's raised some capital, their tech is aligned to a national mission, their founders know what's for, they got a global mindset, and they're ready to take that next step with a bit of product market fit. That's where we just haven't built the infrastructure yet to help those companies.
And is that where Fathom and Arena Mars is coming into the equation?
Well, Arena Mars, definitely. The Fathom days are a few years behind us now, but boy, were those good days.
Yeah.
But now with Arena Mars, we're taking a proposition, if you will, to state and federal governments in this country. And by the way, I should say, this is not Greg's next way to make a buck. Okay,
It's not true.
I swear, I don't believe it. This is something that has to be done, right? For our country to be successful, to build the skills we need for the future, the companies we need, we have to do this. We have to build this kind of ecosystem so that we start scaling these companies at the same rate that our OECD counterparts scale. I just want to scale at the same rate. I don't even have to be better. If we could just be equal, that would be amazing.
Yeah, and I appreciated what you said, that there was a sentiment that maybe by 2030, so many jobs are going to be lost, but you spoke really passionately about augmentation, right? And that's such a critical part and you said something about IKEA, that they were going to have a mission to still augment but maintain 80% of their workforce.
Yeah, I tell you what, so Fathom by Pearson, so that data platform live and well in Pearson, it's pretty powerful stuff to understand that as these technologies come, generative AI and the next, they are going to displace tasks in work. And we need to know what it's displacing so we can then prepare those people, reskill them to keep them future-proof. That's the mission. And amazingly, IKEA, many years ago, we're talking 2018, 19, they were the first to say, no, we're not going to call this a transformation and let our people go when we automate. We're going to automate, everyone knows it, but we're going to take those people who are displaced, we're going to reskill them, we're going to build new businesses off the back of them. And there's a great article that came out, AI adaptability. They put out this report on what IKEA achieved and the new revenue that's come from these workers who are reskilled. It is an absolute perfect blueprint. I wish more companies would take that up.
Yeah, I think so many people had that sentiment. So glad to hear it from you, because I think we're all feeling it, that we have the capacity to be on that stage with all the big players. And in saying that, Something Tech, you are here. What makes you excited to be here at the moment?
Man, anything we can do to give startups and scale-ups a voice in this country, we got to do more of. We got to hear more stories about successful outcomes, more founders hearing those stories, meeting and learning from other founders. We don't have enough of that, so we got to do everything we can to make that happen.
Thanks so much. Thanks for bringing the voice, Greg. Appreciate it. Thank you.
Cool.